My brother spent decades perfecting his victim act, so I gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award. You know when someone slowly poisons your reputation little by little? Like they're running a smear campaign but making it look like concern? Enter my brother Dylan. He'd tell relatives I had anger issues, warn family friends about my violent streak, always playing the concerned brother while painting me as the family time bomb. The worst part was how everyone believed him because he told his lies with such sincerity. At Grandma's funeral, he told mourners how I used to make her cry with my behavior, when really she cried because Dylan would steal money from her purse and blame me. At our parents' 25th anniversary party, he gave this whole speech about stepping up to help raise me because mom and dad were so overwhelmed by my problems, getting teary-eyed as he described protecting them from my outbursts. When I started dating my now wife, he cornered her at a barbecue and told her I used to hurt animals as a kid and she should be careful. She laughed it off, but I saw doubt creep into her eyes. He even called my son's elementary school pretending to be a concerned uncle, suggesting they keep an eye on my temper during parent-teacher conferences. The principal pulled my wife aside to ask if she needed help, and when I confronted Dylan, he just laughed it off. It's not my fault they believed it. Then came my daughter Leah's 10th birthday party, where all hell broke loose. I'd endured Dylan's poison for years, but there were lines even he wouldn't cross, or so I thought. I was grilling burgers when Leah ran up to me crying. Dylan had pulled her aside by the bounce house and told her, "Your dad used to beat me up when we were kids. He's a very violent person. Let me know if he ever scares you." Then Leah actually asked me if she should be scared of me, and I went nuclear. I tried to knock Dylan out with a punch, but our families held me back and told me to not escalate things. Dylan just stood back and said he was looking out for his niece. That was it. That was the moment I decided to end this. I remember Dylan always having that camcorder out when we were kids. He was obsessed with recording everything, especially when our parents weren't around. The tapes had to be somewhere. I spent the next weekend in my parents' attic going through boxes until I found them in an old shoebox labeled Dylan's Movies. What I found was sickening. There he was at 12 years old holding the camera while dunking 8-year-old me in the pool until I was gasping. Another tape showed him setting up the camera before pushing me off the swing set, then turning it off before running to mom. The worst was him filming me crying when our hamster died, zooming in on my face while calling me a baby. I spent weeks editing these into a compilation that showed the real Dylan. His 25th wedding anniversary party was coming up with over 100 guests, including his kids, co-workers, and in-laws. Perfect. The night arrived, and Dylan stood up to give his speech about family values and the importance of honesty in marriage. I waited until he was really rolling, then stood up. I'd like to share a tribute video for this special occasion. Dylan looked pleased, thinking I was playing along. I connected my laptop to the projector they'd rented for the slideshow. The first clip showed Dylan last Thanksgiving, telling everyone about breaking his arm because of my violence. Then it cut to the home video of him pushing me off the swing set and landing on his own arm. Gasps went through the room. Next came his claim about me making grandma cry, followed by footage of him stealing from her purse while she wept. His teenage kids leaned forward in their chairs. Then the pool video played, showing him dunking me over and over while I fought to breathe. His wife grabbed his arm and whispered something harsh before standing and walking to the back of the room. The compilation continued for 10 minutes with each fabrication followed by evidence. Our parents sat frozen as mom covered her mouth watching the son she'd defended all these years exposed. Dylan tried to speak, saying, "Those videos don't show context," but his eldest son stood up and walked out. His daughter followed. Extended family members started murmuring about all the stories they'd believed. Dylan never recovered from that night, since no one believes his words anymore. His wife questions every story he's ever told her, and his kids come to me now asking for the real version of family events. Sometimes the best revenge is just letting the truth speak for itself.